welcome once again. This is done on Vos Tv. My name is Dan Nessie Isimeka. You are welcome. It's good to have you here on the show. We're going through our usual newspaper reviews, going through the headlines of some of our national dailies and analyzing it just a little bit. And to help us with analysis on the show is our usual guest, Shuyi Ayodele from the Nigerian Tribune. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Dan.
Yes, it's good to see you here again. Always putting smiles on the faces of everyone.
Thank God for that.
All right, as usual, we have the Nigerian Tribune with us. We also have the Vanguard and the Nation State newspaper. So let's start off with the Nigerian Tribune this morning. The screamer, quite an interesting one. Why there won't be national conference, says the presidency. Details of these on page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune. There's been a call for the national conference, and now the presidency is coming out to give reasons why there will not be a national conference again.
Well done. It's, let me just say this straight on.
Okay.
It's not an option. They don't have any choice.
It's a must.
It's a must that we won't discuss how we are going to continue in this country. It's a must. We must sit down and discuss it. You can't continue like this. So whatever Gabashew or anybody said yesterday at that event, it's just a joke, huge joke. Let me tell you this, whether they like it or not, the agitation for self-determination, national conference, true federalism is something that has come to stay with us. There's nothing anybody can do about it. So they can keep on postponing the evil days. But Nigerians, the nationalities that make up this country will not sit down to discuss the future of this country. It's a joke. It's a must. It's not an option. Rather, if it doesn't happen today, it will happen tomorrow. But that we won't sit down as a country to discuss whether we want to be together, determine how long or how well we want to run this marriage. Without marriage of inconvenience, so to say, it's a lie. So, whatever, he was talking about the National Assembly and we keep on saying it. The constitution that produced this present National Assembly is a scam on its own. We said it the other time. The opening paragraph, the opening words of the constitution that we, the people of Nigeria, we never sat down to give that constitution. That's not the kind of constitution that we want. We want the kind of a constitution that will take the power, the sovereignty back to the people. Not the one that you have a monster called the federal government at the center and they want to tell us everything that happens in this country. So for me, I don't want to even take this issue seriously. No. You are giving it undue attention. When it's this time, when it is right, all of us will see it. The presidency will see it. Gabashew and the group he represents will see it. That there is the need for us to sit down as a people to determine how we want this country to be, and that it is a must.
Well, look at the last conference that was organized by the previous administration of Goodluck Jonathan and the implementation till now. Does it not seem like even if another conference is called?
No. It's not even the issue of another conference. This present administration doesn't believe in what Jonathan Goodluck did. So it has been thrown into dustbin. Even at that, the Goodluck Jonathan was still not the kind of conference that people want. We are talking about a situation where all the nationalities, in Edo State, do you know how many nationalities you have here? You have the Benin, you have the Esako, you have the Owan, you have the Akoko Edo. Because you are calling Akoko Edo, Owan, Akoko Edo, and Esako, you are calling them Afema. If an Igarama begins to speak, Afemesa. If Igarama begins to speak, the man from Afuse doesn't understand. These are the things we are talking about. So we'll be able to sit down and say, okay, Akoko Edo people, Shomorika people, what do they call them?
Okpekpe is
it's Asako.
All those
Orokpe or what?
All those N1,
all those even in Akoko Edo, as small as Akoko Edo local government is, what of all the Uneme people? Are they part of the
Akoko Edo is not even small.
So that's what in Akoko Edo, I'm talking about being a local government.
Okay.
But in that local government, you have about 10 different nationalities in one single local government out of 18 local governments in Edo State. And somebody sitting down in Abuja telling us that we won't sit down and discuss this kind of a matter. It's a huge joke. Nigerians should not pay attention to it when the time is right. Like we say in the Niger Delta, when the jungle matures, every animal there will come out. Yeah. We will discuss, we will sit down, we will discuss, and we will determine how we want to live together. The situation where we want to appoint board members or appoint people into sensitive positions, only a section, only a tribe, only a unit is where you can get the qualified personalities. You cannot continue like that. So Gabashew and whoever is speaking for should know that they are just postponing the evil days. It will happen.
So when the time is right, there will be a national
conference. Yes, it's already there now. That's why everybody now, it's all over the place. Go to Yoruba land, go to Igbo land, even the so-called north, everybody is asking. We want self-determination.
Okay.
We want resource control. We want to determine how. Do you know what Wike said about it? We discussed this yesterday.
Yes.
So when you have all those kind of agitations going on, and somebody is taking, Gabashew thinks that this is a military era. We will discuss. He's joking. We will determine whether we want to be together or not. If we are not going to be together, what type of relationship do we want? We will determine that. This is like husband and wife having issues continuously. The elders must come together and settle the issue.
All right, let's go to the top of the Nigerian Tribune now. Based on the meeting which was supposed to be held with by members of JUSUN with the Minister of Labour yesterday. Judicial workers strike, PASAN and JUSUN meeting with federal government in deadlock. PASAN, that's the Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria, and also JUSUN, Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria. Based on the judicial autonomy, the federal government was supposed to meet with these bodies, and the detail was that the meeting was supposed to start by about 3 o'clock.
Yeah. I think what happened was that
after 5, and they walked out.
Now this has brought us back to what led to the strike in the first instance. Insincerity on the part of government. We had agreements in the past with these guys. You refused to implement your own side of the agreement, and they went on strike. Then you are looking for a solution. You call them for a meeting. You were the one who called for the meeting, and you fixed the time for that meeting, 3 p.m. By 5 p.m., these guys were still waiting. But I don't even blame Ngige or whoever called for that meeting. I blame the leadership of PASAN and JUSUN that went for that meeting. For me, if I were to be part of the leadership, what you're doing is that they are the one looking for solution. You call for a meeting, you send 1 or 2 persons to give you information. It's only when the minister and his team are seated that this guy should walk in. You shouldn't be the one waiting for the minister. After all, you're already on strike. And this is where the problem lies. When you want to agitate for something, can you please be holistic? Let them know that they are not doing you a favor by calling for that meeting. The federal government needs or needed that meeting more than the guys that are on strike.
Probably.
So how do you call adults in the first instance? That is even indiscipline on its own.
Yes.
It's indiscipline on its own. Ngige was a former governor of a state. And he has been minister for how many years? And you can't even put your acts together. You're not even time conscious. Call adults. People that are already on the streets, agitating for one thing or the other. You call them for a meeting. And yet you kept them waiting for 2 hours. Haba, who does that? That's part of the indiscipline. The part of arrogance, impunity that has permeated every aspect of this government. You are supposed to be seated, and then the people you invited for a meeting will walk in. They are still playing the kind of a master-servant relationship, thinking that they are doing these unions a favor. What are we asking for? Is it not constitutional? What these guys are asking for, is it not constitutional? The parliament, the judiciary and the legislation, are they not two separate arms of government? They are supposed to be independent, ab initio, according to the dictates and tenets of the Constitution. Let's look at what they get. Call meeting, and then 2 hours later you are still somewhere doing something else.
All right, let's move away from the Tribune right now, going to the Vanguard newspaper today. The screamer from the Vanguard is on FG Films as UK offers asylum to IPOB and MASOB members. The writer today at UK to grant asylum to persecuted IPOB and MASOB members. Another writer, UK disrespecting and sabotaging terrorism fight, says federal government. Quite an interesting one, and I would really like you to comment on this, what the federal government is saying, that the UK is disrespectful and they are sabotaging terrorism fight.
Yeah. Statement came from the usual contact.
Yeah.
Alhaji Lai Mohammed, the Minister of Communication and Minister of Information.
Yeah.
I don't understand what Alhaji Lai Mohammed or federal government is talking about. We agree that because IPOB operates within Nigeria,
Yes.
the Nigerian government has the right to say, okay, this organization, you can categorize any organization the way you like, or the way that suits your fantasies. But the ideal is this: what gave birth to IPOB, to MASSOB, is part of the self-determination we are talking about. You marginalize a group for the past 50 or 51 years. You've never given the Southeasterners their dues in the federation you call Nigeria. And you think things will continue like that. And these guys came up with different organizations seeking for self-determination. And it's a very simple thing. If you feel that an Igbo man is not good enough to be president of this country, if you feel that an Igbo man is not good enough to occupy sensitive position in government, in administration, then why don't you just allow them to go? Why do you even keep people that you consider bad? Because that is where the problem started from. And then when you started harassing these guys, they will protest. You send soldiers there. You send policemen there. They killed quite a number of these guys and everything. So others fled. What do you think other same environments, same communities, same countries like UK to do? These guys were seeking for protection, for refuge. Say, okay, please, we are no longer safe in Nigeria. And it's true. And then you sit down in Abuja. You are talking about, you film about what? What do we now do? That they won't grant. Everybody, okay, they think, the people in the government, they think that every other country should be like Nigeria, where there are no laws, and no rules and regulations. We do anything that we like, anytime that. Look, and then he's talking about is disrespectful in the first instance.
And
if you are a signatory to the United Nations Charters on Human Rights and everything, do you carry guns to go and chase people that are on the street? We probably placards and the rest. And so if you begin, you first insulted yourself. You first disrespected yourself when you do not, or you did not recognize the fact that a people or a group of people have the right to come together to ask for what they think is right for them. It is not left for you to say, okay, fine, let's discuss what you are asking for. This and these are the reasons why you cannot get it. It's not by chasing them with guns. It's not by chasing them with police and army. So when you are talking about UK disrespectful or sabotaging terrorism and the rest, one, Nigeria we just have to ask ourselves, have we ever shown respect to ourselves as a country? No. Then when you are talking about the fight against, how does this affect IPOB? IPOB and Boko Haram, they are in the same category. Is that what we are saying? What kind of thinking, what kind of reasoning is that?
Well, two more riders. Let's take this now. Ohaneze Ndigbo tasks Buhari on dialogue, and the UK wants to pacify the Igbo, says the INC, that's the Igbo National
Well,
Congress.
fine for the Ohaneze Ndigbo, and this is exactly what I just mentioned. When a people are agitating for something, the best option is to sit down. And that's exactly what we are saying, that Chew Gaba or whatever is telling us that you can't. They even said that the presidency cannot be stampeded or whatever.
Or bullied.
Or cannot be bullied.
I think that was yesterday.
That's the language he's talking about. Whereas these issues, like I said, it's like a melon fish. You step on it, no matter how well you wash it, it keeps on smelling. It can't go away. So the best option is dialogue, and that's exactly what Ohaneze Ndigbo is saying. And that dialogue will come through national conference that involves every segment of this country. I'm from Ekiti State. I know that in Ekiti today, we have 3 senatorial districts. Since the beginning of this administration, the Ekiti South has not produced the governor of the state. That's another kind of marginalization on their part. So people from that Ikere axis, that Ekiti South axis, they have the right to come together to say that if we want to remain in Ekiti State, this is how we want the governorship to be rotated. And the same thing with the Igbo, the same thing with the Kalabari man, the same thing with the Ijoma, the same thing with the Esako man, the same thing with Akoko Edo man, the same thing with Somorika man. We have to come together and dialogue. So if you are talking about it, and that's exactly what Ndigbo is saying, then look, guys, the level we are now, it's not about shooting, because keep on, okay, look at what is happening now. You keep on killing these guys. You keep on shooting them. You keep on harassing them with police. As it stop them from burning down police stations. As it stop them from attacking the military or security forces. So what are we? So this is better for us to know where we are. I think the greatest problem with our leaders is that there's a kind of a disconnect between them and reality. The reality on the ground in Nigeria today is that this country cannot continue this way. That's the reality. Take it or leave it. You can't continue this way. We must dialogue, we must sit down, we must talk. We must rub minds.
We must rub minds.
Oh, yes.
All right, let's quickly move away from the Vanguard now. Take one from the Nation. As you mentioned, we're looking at the insecurity. You just touched a little bit on your previous statement. Now, headlines here, the screamer, insecurity can consume Southeast. Governors won as a heavy shooting on Enugu-Abakaliki Road. 2 dead in communal clashes. Headers should stay off Ebonyi for now. And Kalu condemns attack on police. So yet again, the front pages of our national dailies, third day in a row. Another insecurity matter coming from the Southeast.
Wow. The headline is fantastic because it's coming from the governors of that place. But if I were to cast this headline, I would say that insecurity can consume Nigeria. It's not Southeast alone. It's consuming everywhere. Just this morning, we woke up to discover that university undergraduates in one private university in Kaduna were kidnapped by gunmen. That's a place where we are begging people to go to school. So it's not issue of Southeast alone. Insecurity, the level we are in Nigeria now, insecurity is the greatest enemy. And each time I read anything about insecurity in the newspapers, even on the internet and the rest, the idea I keep on getting is that it's like a kind of a trading activity. Some people are benefiting from this. I'm telling you, this thing, because these guys are not spirits. These guys, either Boko Haram, bandits, S-men, or they are not spirits. It's either a group of people are benefiting from this kind of a thing, and that is why we've not been able to find solution to it. And then look at the Southeast, which is now a very peculiar. It's now for the past 3 weeks now we've been talking about them. There's no single day there won't be a kind of terrible headline like this coming from that region. Yes. Like we just said, this morning again, they attacked one divisional police headquarters in Enugu, killed 2 policemen, and others badly injured. And it keeps on happening. And we asked yesterday, what exactly is the problem in the Southeast? And this brings us back to the idea of whether we are going to dialogue, whether we are going to talk, whether we are going to sit down to rub mind or not. These are pointers to it. And then look at Ebonyi State. The governor said, okay, the S-men, because of the crisis about the last 2 weeks and the rest that left, that they shouldn't return. That should also tell you something. Look, growing up, we saw these S-men in our towns and villages. As a child, we join other children, when we see cows and their cows, we'll be singing, we'll be following them. They gave us kulikuli, they gave us wala, and the rest. My father's farm, cattle rearers will pass by a particular section. We'll be cooking, they would stop, we'll give them yam. They hunted their games and everything. They will bring it to the hut. We will roast it together, prepare it, and we were sharing, we were living like normal human beings, as brothers. Suddenly, the same cow, elders now, they now started carrying AK-47. They were carrying only day guns that time. That is if they carried any gun at this knife. Just knife, their staff and everything. And then one bag on their this thing. I remember vividly my uncle, because he had a very large, plantation. Who cut and give to them to eat. We'll cut and even ask them to, the one that is not ripe, give it so that they put it in their bags and they can eat it before they get to their next. That's the kind of relationship we had with them. But all of a sudden, the politicians came in. They politicized the whole thing. Now, in those days, you will never see any cow going near a farm. Cows ate grasses in those days, not maize plantation, not rice plantation that we are having. So this gives us a clearer picture of what the situation the country is now. And then, again, whether we like it or not, we keep on saying it so that even the deaf can hear us one day, that Nigeria or Nigerians need to sit down and talk. So if the government is saying, don't come here again, what he's saying in essence is that I want to put this house in order. If you are coming back, I want to see how you are going to operate. I should be able to determine if you are coming to my land, if you are coming to my house to stay, I should be able to say, this is the length of period you can stay, and this is where you can stay in my house. You can't come into my house and move into my bedroom. No. There should be a section of the house that I will apportion to say, okay, this is the only place you can stay. It's not that you come into my compound and then you have access to everything. Yeah, that's exactly what the guy is saying there.
All right, thank you very much. That's as much we can take on the newspaper reviews this morning. 3 national dailies, the Tribune, the Vanguard, and of course the Nation. If you're interested in reading some more, go ahead and get yourself any of these newspapers, especially the Nigerian Tribune. Thank you very much, Mr. Shi, for joining us.
Thank you, Dan, for having me.
Until the next time on Dawn on VOS TV, my name remains Dan Nessie Isimekai.